the 4Q show where we engage and dissect trending topics and we bring interesting individuals to engage you on topics, educating topics. And we have two amazing guests who happen to be my personal friends and business partners. Welcome Owen, Amadin, and Mubarak to the show. You're welcome. You're welcome. So today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic, one I believe the viewers will benefit greatly from. We'll be talking business and real estate. The individuals I have here are enterprising young men who have built a real estate, will I say empire? Will I be speaking too much? Yeah. But they're breaking grounds in the real estate sector. And they'll be sharing the experience with you. And if you've got any questions, we'll get them at the end of the show. You can leave your questions and comments in the comment section. So without much ado, I would like to make way for the guests to give a brief introduction before we start asking questions. So please, we'll just get your name and brief background with you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to be here today. Thanks for having me and my partner here, Mr. Owen. So basically, we've been in business since 2017, apparently, yeah. And it's been a great run, actually. We're still in it and we're still going. Actually, the real estate business comes with a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication and enthusiasm. You have to be very passionate about it to actually be in the business, because it's tiring, it's exhausting, it's draining, it's everything that can wreck a man actually. You know, the daily following, the daily calls, the daily follow-ups, and every challenges. I know every business has its own challenge, every profession has its own challenge, every career choice has their own challenges. So I believe we just have to work with what works with our nature, and we have to be passionate about work. So that's just been the experience so far. We still have a lot to talk about, but I'm going to let Mr. Owen get at it.
Yeah, so me on my own part, I think real estate has its own different angles. You know, there are different angles to say you want to go at a project, or you want to go into a business, or you want to go into an enterprise. You get, so you have to know, you know, that's what I think works for everybody. You should see a market, you should know how to go into the market, and then you should work from there. You know, everyone has their, you know, their strengths and their energies and their, you know, their moments and their paths, you know. So I feel when you want to go into anything like a business or, you know, an idea, you see your edge, you see the resources you have at your disposal and say, okay, this is, you know, you can't be a very good writer and want to go into IT, you get, you know, they are like two different, you know, bodies. So, you know, you find your strength, and, you know, that's, from my own experience, I think it's, you know, it's the main edge.
So fish outside the water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, you just have to know what you're, you know, going at, you know what works for you. You cannot say, okay, because this is working for this person, it will work for me in the same way now, man. You know, it's definitely not going to work out. You know, there's one person in this world, and, you know, just find yours. You know, it will always work out if you believe in yours. So you believe what you're.
Actually, I want to ask you guys a question. So anyone can take it. Like, did you always have the idea that you were going to do real estate? Was that sort of like a passion for you guys?
Well, for me, I think it just came with looking for money. Actually, I was just looking for money. And I was just about everything business. I used to do a lot of stuff. I used to sell clothes, used to sell stuff, used to sell anything I could lay my hands on. So I fell into real estate, and from just someone inquiring about the property, and I told him I had it, I could get it, you know. So I did it, and I got paid, and I noticed, wow, this pay is really good. I like what's coming out of it. So I just took it head on. I kept going at it. I just kept pushing myself and doing the whole marketing job and all that to got certified.
Nice. So like you see, the drive was the money.
Was the money. I just wanted to be successful. I wanted to get money. That was my whole drive. But then I'm always passionate about whatever makes me money. So I just had to be passionate about it, and now we're diversifying. We're going into hospitality businesses and also development of real estate. So we're just pushing our boundaries and trying new things every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
So by the way, in case you guys didn't know, Owen and Mubarak are business partners. They have a company called H&S Solutions. Yeah. So that's just for purpose of clarity. You look like a basketballer, man. Did you ever was that like was that ever in the books?
Yeah, for a while though. That was before I realized basketball doesn't make money in Nigeria.
No, we always that. I swear, guys, we always that. We actually always that point. That's real life. That's real life. So in terms of real estate, I mean, at some point, every young entrepreneurship oriented person has delved into real estate in one form or the other. And the feedback I get generally is that it's tough. Like, it's tough. Most people are like, especially when it comes to like the rent part of it, the agency part. You move around, you spend your cash, your resources. At least the people who are just like trying to make ends meet, like struggling to make ends meet, they don't make anything. So it's like that's the bulk of information I get from people. But it's like to see people like you doing what you're doing is a plus. It's a plus. And in terms of like sharing with the audience, what gives you that edge in the market? Like, what do you have to say?
I'll say partnership, networking, and good relationship. These are some secrets that can make you work easily, and you can be everywhere without really being anywhere. You can be everywhere doing things and you're in one place. What I mean by networking is you need to get new clients every day, you need to meet people every day and pitch to them every day. Having good relationship, you need to have connections in different companies. That way, if you don't have resources to move, you have people in those locations. Stated there are maybe site managers, we have surveyors, we have engineers in sites, we have architects in sites. These people are always in sites. So if you're a marketer looking at marketing for different organizations, I'll say create a good relationship with the company you're marketing with. You have like 4 or 3 staffs on call, on speed dial from the company that can do whatever you need them to do for you, as long as it regards their company work, and they would also give you feedbacks after the work is done and let you know how it's going, how the client's reaction and how the whole inspection went. So if you create such relationships, I guess the work will be easier, because I can imagine you staying in one edge of Abuja and trying to like run an inspection every 2 days, every 3 days in Gwarimpa. It will be tiring, it will be exhausting. So what you need to do is find people who work in that site that you can direct your clients to. That way they save you the cost of going about back and forth till it actually comes to a real state that okay, this client wants to come to the office and get the form and make the next move, which is payment. Then you can actually come out, take him to the office, get him through the transaction or process.
Yes.
So
have you got anything, Mr. Owen?
Yeah, I think he has said most of it, which is you have to have like good relationship, you have to be out there basically, you have to, use the only rule which real estate actually means, which is negotiations. You have to know how to negotiate, convince, you have to talk, you have to have good appearance, So these are all stages you have to, conquer in this business, that you're out there.
So this brings me to the question: for a young enterprising individual like yourself, what do you think the Nigerian environment is like? Like, is it encouraging? Is it challenging? Like, from your own experience, like, how's it been?
I would personally say, like I said, the market. When you're going into a business, you have to know what you are doing. You can't just wake up from sleep one day and say, I want to do this thing and have no idea what you're doing. you have to know the kind of market you're going into. You know, most young people nowadays, I think it's the scene of everyone when we're young, which is the fact that we want to, but no one is actually doing something. You know, we always want to do something or we want to do that. And even when we do it, we always say, oh, okay, since this guy is not working, probably mine will, you know, it doesn't work. Well, you know, like everyone, there's hard times, there's also the struggle, there's the whole environment trying to make sure this actually works. You know, the headache of the business, you know, people don't even see that part. You know, like how you want to do real estate now. You just think, oh, you just do advance, do this and do that, and just lie down, you know, everyone wants to, you know, but there's an internal work of it, there's the creation of the energy, there's the process of getting more estates, knowing more places, seeing more people that's going to make this call come. You know, you have to see more things, you have to know more people, you have, so it's the environment of here, getting into the business. So, like I said, like, if you're a young person and you want to get something, you know, get it done, start something, do something, just, you know, you have to dive in. You just have to dive in and go hard, man. Just keep going hard. Surely, man. Yeah.
So I mean, so like, what's next for you guys now? I mean, you stashed a couple million.
What's next? Like
what's
so
next?
much going on, so much expectations and prospects. Well, basically, we're going into development right now. We're trying to build our own estates, our own towers, and you know, we have a range of locations from Abuja to Port Harcourt to the UK, London actually, and very soon we'll be looking at Kuwait. But we're just in the process. The growth is endless. We can be anywhere at any time. Like I said.
So I feel we're gradually coming to a grand with this show. And before we wrap up, I would like to know your perspective on the future of real estate. I see some architecture in some architectural designs in countries like Singapore, advanced like economies, like. And when I look at the structures in Nigeria, I'm saddened.
Exactly. So saddened.
There's a big gap. People are talking about like eco homes, like tech is really like penetrated real estate, and the adoption I feel is very slow. What do you think the future holds? Like, are we? Is it still going to take us 100 years to get there?
Well, this is why we actually came into the development business. We're trying to bridge that gap. We've seen the red line in the business, you know, trying to bridge the gap between tech, IT solutions and housing solutions, and also making it affordable for everyone to be able to access. Because basically, you know what, this is also I know they see feedback. So sorry, man. Just bridging the gap between affordability, IT, and tech solutions, but also housing solutions, trying to like provide people with smart housing solutions. What we have now going on, we have an equipment, cellulite concrete mixer. It does mixed concrete, and we just use the panels to precast the building. So basically, in 14 days, we can have a building completed, a 5-bedroom building completed.
Like it makes anything, so fast, you know, and you can now deliver your investment money comes faster for those that are investing, you know, for investors, you know, there's a whole lot of, you know, new advances. But all these things in the movies, we see in the movies, we see out there, and we look back at our own country and we don't even see them. It's like, it's so embarrassing how you don't even see like how automated homes supposed to be norms for every home right now in Abuja. Like when you have homes that do the list, even if it's from your door, your camera at your door. Every home in Abuja, or even Nigeria, supposed to have like a minimum factor of automated homes. You know how you can just put normal camera at your door. You know, every lock in the house you have a camera, so that, you know, for security purposes, there's always videos, there's always stuff, you know, for security, for any other, you know, reason. And now you see people that do all this stuff for these houses, they charge you a whole lot because they're providing you with automated ones. You know, trying to bridge that gap is a whole lot they're trying to do. You know, trying to, you know, bridge the gap of delivery, you know, which is just the fact that you have to do so much. You know, but, you know, that is it, you know. It's the future of real estate. You know, we are heading into a vast environment. We are growing every day. When you see Lagos and you see Abuja, you know there's a gap. There's a whole lot that needs to be done. So why aren't we doing them? You know?
But in terms of like the eco side of it, like
Okay.
yeah, because I know now like this whole climate change is becoming a thing. Like how are we like trying to adapt to like the reality of like excessive CO2 emissions? Like I know with our own construction systems, we're still very ancient in terms of like technology for making bricks, pipes, and all those kind of things. Like, yeah.
I think with our designs now, we're considering nature so much. We incorporate vegetation into our plants and landscaping into our projects. We abide by the development control standard, which is 30% vegetation green area. We try to balance nature and our natural habitats to just have that whole balance. Because if you notice in cities like New York, you have DC places where you can just have green areas everywhere, stars, building, concrete and stones. You know, so we are Africans who've learned to live with nature. We grow with animals and plants all around us. We know the benefits of having a serene environment.
Communal
environment. So the air, the whole shades. Africa is really hot, so we need shades around. We should really consider that most structures and most developers should actually abide by this standard of development control, because a lot of people just want to build. They get land and they just want to build 100 buildings in it without considering a lot of facilities and all that. So I just hope we are more enlightened, we know more, and give more caution to such stuff that would encourage greenery and general, vegetation, application and all that.
I have a question for you guys. What's the most basic housing solution that you can provide right now that you see like there's a gap in the market and you can just, it's so obvious?
Delivery, which is the key problem with developers, and we're trying to bridge that gap by using modern technology which enables us to build in 14 days cellulite concrete mixers.
Exactly. So it creates the whole of gap, and these same structures and forms gives a high level of security, because if you think about it, there's this new form concrete used in building these homes, and in the span of like a week, two, they have their 3-bedroom terraces erected, and the factor they put into producing this house are factors that do not have they have fire resistance. It's very high. So they are even better than most of these concrete that we even use, and it dries up so fast, and you can alter the interiors of the house at a very fast rate, so these are stuff that are going into places right now. Exactly.
When it's hot outside,
exactly. And it's
in this Abuja.
Yes. Oh yeah, this is a new environment that we are heading into, and I'm telling you, at cost, it costs about 50%.
Yeah, of course.
And we are wondering why these ideas and all these constructions are not even right here in Nigeria, and we are getting into these levels of this.
What is it that you need now to move further into this housing solution?
Well, we need more equipment. We're trying to ship in some equipment.
And investment.
Investment
basically.
basically.
Basically investment.
If we get more investors in our projects, in our company, we'll get more equipment. That way we can service more states. We can take on government projects and contracts. We can deliver in a short period of time.
Exactly.
Most contractors take forever to deliver a project of just 6 months.
And if you are building a home in a week or two, or you are building estates in 3-4 months, so you see how investors are able to get back there, in a very fast rate. Unlike the normal. So in 4-5 months you have your returns.
Return on investment, appreciation.
For those that are investing, you have to always look at investment. That is the edge. We are all going into this business for the passion and the love of the business, but for still the money. So we have to know that the money is the first. We are not making so much money, and we are getting the best services, the best structures, and the best rates all in one. So why are we not diving into that? So and people have been in this real estate for years. They've been in Abuja for everywhere in Nigeria for 10 years now,
and we are still stuck on the
The same
form
building
of
technique,
stuff.
the same building technique
So-
since the 80s. You know, we need to
I
step
think
up.
the audience has benefited a lot from the conversation we've had. For more information on how to get in touch with our guests today, I would allow them share their social media pages, and you can also contact me as well.
The link below.
The link will be below this video. So stay tuned. We'll be back again with yet another banging series. Catch you later for Q's Stone.